Welcome back to Bow News Network. We're actually working on a special update for you. We're actually taking a closer look at what is called Tropical Cyclone 3. Now, if you remember, this was actually a disturbance that was actually anchored around the region of the Bay of Campeche, in the area just south of the Gulf of Mexico. We have been tracking this storm throughout the night here on Thursday evening, and we are seeing some really dramatic um, uh, um, uh, movements of the system as it makes its way towards the Gulf Coast. Most notably, we anticipated impacting the area of the New Orleans area very, very shortly, within only a matter of a few hours. If we take a look at the satellite imagery coming in, we can see the distinct pattern where it's actually beginning to seem to actually get quite a bit of a structure where the outer squalls are actually impacting the area of the Florida Panhandle. And this is coming in from our GEOES 16 satellite imagery late here at night, almost midnight here, and we're tracking the storm as it quickly moves northwards. We see some kind of, distinct cyclonic formation, telltale patterns of counterclockwise circulation as it gathers strength. Um, the pressure right now is about 107 millibars, maximum sustained winds of 30 miles per an hour. So we are actually looking at a pretty strong cyclonic disturbance that's making its way to the Gulf Coast at this time. The most important thing to take a closer look at will be projected projected precipitation per an hour. So what we actually did was use Grand Isle, Louisiana as a reference point, which is about 107 miles south of New Orleans. If we look at the latitude and longitude of New Orleans compared to Grand Isle, we see that they're very, very close in proximity when we actually take a look at them on the level of latitude versus longitude, and we see that they're very close. Um, Grand Isle is actually just a little bit to the west, and it's a little bit to the south. So if we take a closer look, we are seeing right now that coastal flash flood warning has been issued for the area. Coastal flood warning, southeastern Louisiana, 1 p.m. Friday to 7 p.m. Central CDT. Saturday, up to 2 to 3 feet of inundation. Southeast and southeastern Mississippi, as well as southeastern Louisiana, and this coastal flood warning is issued at this time based on what we've seen posted from 1 p.m. Friday to 7 p.m. Saturday. Our main concern will be the high tides and low tides. We took a closer look at the first low tide timing as well as the second low tide timing for Grand Isle, Louisiana, which is close proximity to New Orleans. It is in the vicinity and it will actually be impacted by the storm as it moves in. We're mostly concerned about that low tide at 11:26 p.m. If we take a closer look at some of the projections of the wind speed as well as precipitation per an hour, we see at 12 p.m. 27 miles per an hour, winds out of the southeast at 1.5 inches per an hour. If we take a closer look, it picks up quite a bit. 4 p.m. 30 miles per an hour, winds out of the southeast, precipitation 1.02 inches per an hour, and then we see the winds kind of pick up again later on in the evening, but it's going to be ongoing rain and heavy heavily gusting winds in the region. We anticipate, based on our projections, that anywhere from 10 to 12 inches, a foot of rainfall, is anticipated for this region just within the first 12 hours of it starting to impact that region. So this is definitely not a storm to be taken lightly, except especially with a situation of flash flood advisories that were issued in this particular region only a few days ago from the extreme thunderstorm activity that we forecasted in many of our forecasts for the region of eastern Texas, Louisiana, going into Mississippi. So this area, saturation level of water table saturation is very, very high. So we anticipate that there's going to be a lot of flooding, coastal flooding, this entire area. If you recall from previous storms that have impacted New Orleans, have been a situation of severe coastal coastal flooding in the region. We can see from the projection also that we anticipate that it will start having tropical force winds impacting the region sometime around late Friday into Saturday morning. So residents of this area should be prepared for heavy rainfall. They should be making all the preparations at this time for the worst case scenario of a tropical storm. Keep in mind, it could very well intensify very, very rapidly, only 200 to 300 miles off the coast, which is very, very typical of the types of storms that impact this region. Very, very high intensification. We do know that the sea surface temperatures in this region are 84 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. So we do know that the sea surface temperatures are definitely there, and we do see quite a bit of cyclonic structure to this system as it makes its way and impacts the New Orleans area. We wanted to make sure that we provided this special update for our subscribers, friends of subscribers, family of subscribers who are going to be impacted by this storm, to actually take the necessary steps they need to actually prepare ahead of time for going and preparing for this storm. We can see also, without not making sure that we don't delete, to make sure that we also include coverage for residents of Indiana, also residents of Ohio area, Pennsylvania. They should anticipate scattered thunderstorms with a possibility of large hail as well as strong gusting winds going into tomorrow afternoon. We can see a storm system actually impacting the region of Iowa, Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio, and western Pennsylvania for tomorrow. So we do anticipate that there's going to be quite a bit of weather activity, severe weather activity, not only in the southeast, but also in the regions of the northern plain states, as well as the areas of northern Kentucky region. Should prepare for significant thunderstorm activity, but the most extreme case of severe weather will be felt by the residents of southeastern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, also possibly even Alabama. The system is going to be very slow moving as it impacts the zone. It will actually seem as if it's rapidly moving towards the area, but then it seems as if it actually slows down, and that means that there's going to be increased chance of intensified precipitation and rainfall that will be inundating the area going into Friday, Saturday, and possibly even Sunday. Residents of northern Alabama should be prepared, northern Mississippi should be prepared. Even residents in Tennessee should be prepared for severe thunderstorms as a result of this tropical cyclone 3, as it's currently named by the National Weather Service at this time. But we do anticipate that residents and subscribers should prepare for the worst case scenario because of how tightly packed the system appears to be as it makes its way towards the coastline. Even residents of this Florida Panhandle should prepare for significant precipitation. Here it is once again. If we take a closer look at that satellite imagery, we can actually see that it's really getting to become quite a bit of a structure going, and we anticipate that there'll be further intensification as it gets further into that warm body of the Gulf of Mexico. We have seen those temperatures, the sea surface temperatures, actually ticking up 83, 84 degrees. So we're really concerned about further intensification of this disturbance. Now a tropical cyclone 3 with maximum sustained winds of 30 miles per an hour. Temperature, we're going to monitor the pressure to see. Usually, in further intensification of a storm means that the pressure will actually start dropping. Right now, it's approximately 1007 millibars, and it's moving north at 8 knots or around 9 miles per an hour. So we are constantly watching the system here at the Weather Center here at Bound News Network for further intensification of Tropical Cyclone 3 as it makes its way towards the Louisiana coastline. Quite possibly it may be renamed to Tropical Storm Claudette, which means its further intensification. It's only a few miles per an hour off of that cutoff where it will actually possibly become Tropical Storm Claudette. But we do see the telltale signs of further intensification. Of course, we're going to be monitoring the drop in pressure as it makes its way towards the coastline, and that is always a telltale sign of further intensification, further organization, of getting that structure going. And we anticipate that it will completely absorb all of that warm low-level moisture from the Gulf of Mexico with very, very warm temperatures for the middle of June. But most notably, we want our subscribers to be more tuned in to the possibility of projection of rainfall. 1 foot of rainfall is not something to be to take lightly, especially in low-lying coastline areas such as the New Orleans, Louisiana area. So we will continue to monitor the situation, continue to monitor the pressure as it drops in the system, as it drops in this tropical cyclone 3, as it makes its way further into the region of the continental United States. And we will continue to provide these updates. So by all means, please enable your notification for more updates as far as possible precipitation, change in wind speed, wind projections, and also the path of this storm as it makes its way towards the continental United States. Of course, here at Bound News Network, we are very dedicated to monitoring the path of this system. We will continue to look at the very latest precipitation forecasting models to see exactly how much precipitation may be inundated in the area. Of course, we will continue to monitor the coastal flood warning that has been issued for southeastern Louisiana starting 1 p.m. on Friday through 7 p.m. Saturday. And also, but most notably, this has a 90% chance of further intensification within the next 48 hours. We completely anticipate that this will further intensify within 300 to 250 to 300 miles off the coast, which is very, very much in line with other systems. And all the spaghetti models from the National Weather Service show that it will be impacting the region. We anticipate anywhere from the edge of the Florida Panhandle to off the coastline of Louisiana. But New Orleans, of course, seems to be to be receiving most of this precipitation just based on the forecasting models. So as always, please remember to bow to the weather, and we will continue to monitor the situation with this storm. And as always, here at Bound News Network, we are here to monitor the impact of these storms and make sure we provide the latest and most cutting-edge, accurate information so that our subscribers can stay ahead of the storm and prepare for what is actually going to happen within the next few hours of any severe event, weather event, that is actually going to be occurring very, very in the near future. Within only a matter of hours, there's going to be significant weather in the region of Louisiana. Most notably, we want to make sure that all of our subscribers are aware of what kind of rainfall to anticipate if they live in this area, and also the wind speed projection. While these are not tropical storm winds as of yet, they are skirting very, very close to actual tropical storm winds, and those can be very damaging, leading to down power lines, leading to debris, floating, flying debris, which is very, very dangerous, down tree limbs, and possibly damage to mobile home property as well as other types of residential property in the region. So please make sure that you take good care of yourself, look out for your neighbors, and this is probably a very, very good time to stock up on water if you need to. You will only know what you need to do as far as your needs as far as water is concerned. Especially residents who are in this region know what to expect, because this region was completely bombarded by storms in the 2020 hurricane season. So they know that and understand the implications of a tropical storm or a major hurricane impacting this region. So we will continue to bring updates as needed. We want to make sure that all of our subscribers protect themselves with the latest information, and that is our goal here at Bound News Network. Thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for our latest update coming up very shortly. We will continue to monitor this storm in the early morning hours of Friday and June 18th and beyond, to make sure that all of you stay safe and have all the information you need to stay ahead of the storm. Thank you so much, and have a great evening.